Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Coming at you again. Again, if you can hit the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm driving, as you can see, just leaving work. Something hit my desk today. I heard a little bit about this the other day, but I really didn't comment on it because I was so busy. The Ayesha Curry thing, Steph Curry's wife. And it was real interesting because we used to talk about this kind of stuff all the time. So like basically you had Jada Pinkett's show Roundtable, where they had a bunch of the Curry women. I think it was Steph Curry's mom. They had Ayesha Curry, his wife. There's another lady who's dating one of the Currys, and even she wasn't Curry. Her last name was Curry. I don't fucking know. And then it was Willow Smith, and there was another lady on there too. I don't watch the show that often. I think I've seen it maybe 2 times. But they were talking about basically how they deal with being with these guys that have all this money and this power, which are NBA players, and how popular these guys are. So they were talking about, you know, how they hardly ever get to see their husbands or something because they're always on the road. One girl says she got to see her husband for 6 hours every 2 weeks. That's insane, bro. That is insane. Honestly, that's the kind of insanity only money and being able to buy whatever the hell you want would be able to band-aid for at least that long. I mean, let's be real here. Like, you know, you got kids or whatever. Yeah, the kids aren't seeing the dad. The dad's hardly ever there. The only thing you're basically running on is trust, you know, for him not to leave you for somebody else, basically, because we all know what's happening when he's not around. Let's be honest. And then, and then B, you know, the fact of the matter that they've got all this money and shit to spend. So basically, that's pretty much all that's running on. Now, here's the thing. It was very interesting because a lot of people are blowing up at Ayesha Curry because 2 years back, she made a comment that all these girls aren't able to find Mr. Right, and everybody wants a guy like Steph Curry, but they don't really do anything to warrant getting a guy like Steph Curry, which I don't know the guy. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about him. From what I heard, he's a very positive dude. Dude is very much a nice guy. He's got his shit together, like master basketball player, you know, multi-world basketball champion, you know, NBA champ, you know, basically blew the team up along with a few other players. And you know, he's basically a franchise at this point. He's a household name. Steph Curry is a household name. So they were saying, you know, I can't remember who asked the question, but one of them was like, well, how do you deal with the groupies? And that's when shit got uncomfortable, because all these women really look like they were happy. You could, like, they're as happy as they're gonna be for being like a woman with like a bunch of money and a guy who's famous and rich and this and that and this and that and the third. But also on the same token, they look kind of sad. And the crazy thing about females is, like, even if they had a guy that was rich, like, you know, like the basketball players, for instance, the fact that dude is always around all this other competition is always gonna make them they feel uneasy. You can really hear the tone in these women's voices, man. And it was interesting to see that, because, you know, you would think these females got used to it by now, but I guess they never get used to it. You know, anybody who thought, when I always talk about basketball wives and stuff, baseball wives, NFL wives, I always assume they knew what was up. Like, look, all right, you do whatever over there, just don't bring that shit home. But apparently that's not how that shit works. Apparently it's like, hey, look, I still have an unrealistic way of seeing the world, you know. Yeah, you're rich. Yeah, you're Steph Curry. Yeah, you're a celebrity. Yeah, you have all this power. Yeah, you're famous and all this other shit. But I don't care about none of that. You better act right. And that isn't realistic at that level, man. It really isn't. And the thing about it is, when you really look at the dynamic of men and women, like, men, honestly, I would go as far as to say men are more loyal than women. Here's why I say that. Men are more loyal than women because, all right, let's say you got a guy that's a pro NBA player, all right, boom. The guy's got all his power, all his money, all that. Everybody knows who he is. When they go in places, they get special treatment, everything. All these women are throwing themselves at him. Majority of the time, if a guy's gonna step out, he's gonna maybe nail something on the side or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna basically be in love with that chick. Like, he might do that shit at that level. He might do that shit and he might still come home to you. And women don't want to hear that shit. But like, at that level, how realistic can you possibly be? And meanwhile, if you have a female who is you know, men and women look for different things. Women look for power, money, you know, a guy who's famous, whatever, and recognized. They want that social status uplift. Men basically just want a hot chick. So if you have a female who is, let's say, a guy's rich and has all this money and all that good shit, and you have a female who's attractive, she's hot and all that shit, but she gets with him, you know, because of the status or whatever. If that guy were to lose everything tomorrow, that woman would be gone in about a few months. She'd be gone. She'd be history. All right? Take vice versa. You got a guy that's rich or whatever. He's got a hot broad that's basically with him because, you know, who he is, or let's say for whatever, who he is. When that woman starts to get older and she starts to deteriorate in looks when she turns 40, she's not looking as good as those groupies that are 20 years old anymore. That's just the way it is. That's just reality, yo. The reality is men are attracted to different shit than women are. Men are attracted to younger looking, beautiful, healthy looking hot women. That's just what it is. But when that woman gets old and that guy gets old, he's still rich and powerful, whatever, she's not attractive as attractive as she was anymore. She can't compete with those groupies, but he stays with her. That's why I say it's a different dynamic with men and women. So, you know, Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry is basically saying all this stuff basically about she wants male groupies. Yeah, all right, whatever. Bottom line is, you had 3 kids. You're not gonna be as attractive as you were before. You don't have time to do whatever workout. She looked like she put on some weight. She's still pretty, but she looked like she put on some weight. Let's be real about it. She's insecure of herself. So at the end of the day, that's something she's gotta work on, because she told a story about some chick that they were inside a car or something like that, and some chick gets in the car and she like, yo, what the fuck, get the fuck out. And the chick's like, yeah, whatever, you knew what you signed up for. Facts. I mean, at the end of the day, you knew you were with a pro NBA player. You knew it. You knew you were with a pro NBA player. You already knew what came with this territory. Yes, you get the rock, Gucci, all that other shit you like to rock, Fenty, whatever, all that Burberry, Michael Kors, purses, expensive trips, you know, gourmet chefs cooking at your house, you know, getting invited to celebrities' birthday parties, 1 million likes on Instagram, you know, basically being the center of attention. It comes with a price, and women can't seem to sink this into their head at that level. Like, it just doesn't register for some weird reason. But I mean, again, it all comes back down to design, man. How men and women are designed is completely different. So once people are able to grasp and able to accept that as reality, maybe we'll be able to come up with a solution for it. But I mean, you know, any woman they're gonna be completely jealous. Even Steph Curry's mom, yo, she looked like she was beat, yo. She looked like she was beat up. Like, she didn't look unattractive. She still was pretty. You can tell she was hot when she was younger, but she just looked beat up, because when that topic came up, yo, it really you could just see the look of tiredness on her face. Because you know damn well she's been through the runner with this guy. You know damn well she's caught him with a few women. You know women probably all in her face all the damn time. You know women are trying her. She probably been in a few fights over that shit. This is all part of it, yo. It comes with a price. You cannot have everything you want without having drawbacks. That's not the way it works. So I mean, you know, that's basically my standpoint on that. Ayesha Curry saying she want groupies and shit. Hey, you are not 25 anymore, dollface. You are not 23 anymore. I think she's over 30 now, if I'm not mistaken. If she's not, she looks like she is. So hey, either way, she's not that on that level anymore, man. She's beyond that. So she gotta accept that shit. Hey, look, you are the main chick. You are the chick that's basically there. He's taking care of. You're the one he loves. You're the one he comes home to. Stop worrying about everything else. And then another thing too, she always complaining about men not paying attention to her. Yo, you need to only be worried about him paying attention to you. You worry about them other guys and shit. You worry about women. You need to worry about yourself, for real, at the end of the day. So my 5 cents on it, man. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think she was out of pocket for what she said? I kind of think it was like, man, you complaining too much, basically. Stop complaining. You got everything you want and everything a female could possibly want, and you're still not happy. What else the fuck do you want? Like, what? You can have a guy that only pays attention to you and women don't want, but then you don't want his ass because he don't have the money and the power. You can't have everything. You gotta pick. Let me know in the comment section how you guys think about this, or what you guys think about this particular topic, because I think it's interesting myself. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and continue this drive. Hit that subscribe button too. I greatly appreciate it. I'm out. Peace.